Hello, this is Dr. Melida Barrow. How are you today? Welcome to Living Your Best Life Now. Let me tell you something. I'm living my best life now, and I want all of you to do the same. I don't have a specific topic today because there's so much that's going on in the world. And I've just decided that I just want to talk. I just want to talk to the people out there that's suffering. I want to talk to those that's having a hard time, and I think it's time for us now to rise. We have allowed government to control us. We have allowed government to tell us what to do, where to go, borderlines. I am just tired of watching so many people suffer. They're suffering in such a way where they don't have a voice. They don't know what to do. They are sitting back watching so many people and really don't know what to do. It's not that they don't want to do anything, they don't know what to do. One of the biggest mistakes that we have ever made in life is to segregate ourselves. I am talking in every race. We have really we have been duped. Let me put it to you this way. We have been duped. Africans, Caribbean people, people from Latin America, the world, we have been duped. People from the Caribbean believe that because they speak with an accent or they're not the same. Americans feel that me, for example, I'm from Panama, and because I speak with an accent, I'm not as good as you are. I am speaking from my experience today. I am speaking from my experience today. We dislike each other. We don't communicate with each other. We don't love each other. I'm going to speak my experience today. All that I've been through in this country. When I first arrived in this country, I felt so low. And because I was treated by white people in such a way where it's just horrible. And then when I face Black people, it was the same. I was just a different entity. I wasn't the same. We're all human beings. All of us, we're all human beings. I really don't understand why the world believes that some people have more privilege than others. It has gotten to the point where we are killing each other. We are doing so many things because of color. I need to ask those of you that believe that this is your country, I need to ask yourself this. You are only in a position that you are in to say that because you assume that you are privileged. But ask yourself the things that you're eating every single day. When you go to that grocery store, where do you think you're getting the food from? Who is actually feeding you? When you get your rice And all the food that you're eating on a daily basis, where do you think it's coming from? The clothes that you wear, where do you think it's coming from? When you're trying to tell people not to come into this country because you belong here, I need you to think twice about that. Because if every black man and woman and all the foreigners leave this country, I would love to see what this country will become. Slaves, yes, built this country. They built this country. They don't get credit for it, but they built this country. When you first arrive here, you then arrive here and saw no one. You saw the natives of this land. Where are they? They are all practically gone. You brought disease to this country and wiped out a race of people. Now you're claiming that this is your land. This is real talk. This is real talk. Yes, it is. Because I am sick and tired of listening to an illusion that you created. Oftentimes, people are walking in the street. Me as a black woman, sometimes, and you know, oftentimes I don't want to do it, but let's talk real talk. Sometimes when a white person passes me, I want to say, good morning, good afternoon. But then sometimes I don't get a response because of the color of my skin. Did I let it bother me? No. Because I know who I am. Black people and people of different ethnic groups, you're always trying to imitate. There's no need to imitate those that have enslaved you. Why are you imitating negativity? It is time for us to be ourselves and rise to the top. We are always, we have gotten to the point now that we are bleaching our skin. What are we doing? Why are we doing this? Love yourselves. Be who God created you to be. I'm watching what is happening in Venezuela. I've watched what happened in Puerto Rico. I'm watching what happened in Kenya, in Africa, where you have colonialized nations. You see, when I look at history, I look at history in a different way than most people do. Because I ask myself, how did you get to where you are today? How did you get there? When you say this nation is the richest nation in the world, how did you get to that point? That's the question that most of us need to start asking ourselves. Some people feel so inferior about themselves because you made them believe that you are superior. How dare you? It is time to unveil the illusion of this world. We are killing ourselves for items. Young people, listen to me. I need you to rise. I need you to go beyond all these killings that's happening in Chicago, New York, in the world. You see, you don't know who you are. You don't know that you are great. You don't know that you are God's precious jewelry, diamond. You are powerful people in the world, and you think that you're not because a race of people say you're not. White people, not all of you, it is time to stop the madness. You are not superior. That is an illusion. Because it must be very difficult for you to believe such thing. That when a person, a black person or someone from China or Asian or Indian come and stand next to you, you feel as though you are superior to that person. You were lied to. It might be working, but it's time to stop the illusion. My people from Africa, you have lost yourselves. Not all of you, but most of you. What is happening? Yes, you've been colonialized. I know you've been colonialized, so have I. But I had to get rid of all of the things that oppressed me. Everything. And I'm still struggling with it. Because they did a damn good job on us. When you believe that you are superior and you're poor, trust me, it's an illusion. This has nothing to do with color. It has to do with your ignorance. If only an ignorant person believes that they are superior to another because of the color of their skin. For years, for centuries, we have been believing this. It's over. It's done. I no longer believe that because I know who I am. I know that God created this queen, and He created this queen to go throughout the world and speak truth and let people know that it's time to rise. It is time to believe in yourself. It is time to tell the world who you are. You have been believing something that doesn't even exist. But our parents have been telling us, protecting us, telling us what we can say and what we can't say, telling us how to walk, where not to walk, where to go, where not to go, because of who we are. But parents, this is what I want you to do now. I want you to begin something new. Start something new. Tell your children how great they are. Tell your children that it is an illusion that someone believes that they are superior to you. Tell them. Tell them to believe in themselves. Tell them. Tell them to love themselves. Tell them. Tell them to love their brothers and sisters. Tell them. Tell them that they are great. I've watched some videos lately where their mothers in the Caribbean beating their children almost to death. Tell your neighbor how great she is. You see, the woman in the world is so important. You are so so important. But in your mind, what you were told, that you were nothing. Dr. Melida Harris Barrow is telling you now that you are somebody. You are a queen. And we have a job to do in the world now. Women, you have a job to do. It's time to raise our children the right way. It is time to tell our children how great they are. Stop beating your children as though that they're slaves. Don't imitate your master. You no longer have a master. So there's no need to beat your children the way you are. Children were beaten that way because we watch how those that were the masters, how they beat our children. And to protect our children, we did the same. So raise your voice, because your master might send you away. Don't do this, don't do that, because your master might send you away. I have a message today. Let's talk. This is real talk tonight. Those of you that's in Venezuela, it is time now to rise. Rise in a sense. Start your businesses. Government cannot protect us anymore. It is time for us to work together, nations with nations, people with people, women with women, men with men, the youth with the youth. It is time to rise. It is time to change this world. The governments are not doing a good job. So it's time for us now to do that job. I've watched the churches, and you know I got to go there. There's so many people that have a purpose and gifts, and you're telling them they're not ready. Let Dr. Melida Harris Barrow tell you, you are ready. You are ready to go out there, evangelist. Go on out there and speak to the people. You got this urge inside you. But someone is telling you, your priest, your bishop, your pastor, your minister, you're not ready. How dare you tell a woman of God and a man of God that they're not ready? Who are you? You are a man, you're not God. So how dare you tell God's people when they should go out there to speak to the people? That's why we are in bondage today. We are in bondage because we're being controlled not only by nations and governments, but by priesthood, bishops, ministers. It is time to rise. It's time to rise. I had to step out of the churches because I was being told, you're not ready. Look at me now. I'm traveling around the world teaching people it is time to rise. God don't want you stuck in a building listening to the same thing over and over. Get mad with me. I really don't care. If most of you, I'll give you an example of the city of Chicago. It is time to take a couple of Sundays and step out and speak to the people. That's why the world is the way it is today. You're no longer stepping out. Look at what's happening. You're so busy trying to be a billionaire. There are federal workers out there hungry. They need help. And what are you doing? Where are the food that you can buy? You're making millions and millions of dollars from your congregation, but you can't even set up a food fund and spend some money and buy food and clothes for the children and for the federal workers. Where are you, bishops? Where are you, ministers? Where are you, pastors? Where are you, priests? Where are you, Pope? It is time now for us to rise. It is time for you to give back to the world. You're riding in fancy cars and you are traveling with your own plane. It is time to rise, my people, and wake up. Those of you that have that urge to step out, to help people, and your pastor tell you, no, it's time for you to move on. God did not give you the gifts and a purpose for you to sit in a building. He did not. Trust me, he did not. You are powerful and you know it. But you are afraid. Don't be. I was too. It is time to rise, my people. It is time to rise. We have been controlled by the media in a sense, because when we don't see something, we forget about it. Real talk. I am sure Puerto Rico is still going through hell. But nobody cares because nobody knows. Every time something happens, if the media don't show it, you don't know. But the day is going to come. You're talking about building a wall. The day is going to come when the people in the all of you in the United States are going to try to run over to Mexico, and you won't be able to. This nation is falling. It is falling. Those of you foreigners, build your home in your country. There might be a day that you might have to go back. There's so many people here in America already left. They're in Africa, Latin America. They're all over the world because they know what's coming. They know. It is time to rise. It is time to open our eyes. No one is superior to you. Can no man be superior to me? I know who I am. I know what God created. So no man on this earth is superior to me. Never will be. I am in the world now, helping people to start their businesses. I have a big project in Colombia, in Cali, in Buenaventura. I am teaching the people in Buenaventura, it is time to rise. It is time for us now to trade with each other. Stop waiting for the government to tell you who you can trade with. People from Africa can't even trade. They don't even have the understanding or the concept that they can trade with Latin America or the Caribbean. But now I'm presenting that. For the last 5 years, I've been bringing people from Africa, telling them, yes, you can trade with me. In Panama, you don't need the government to tell you who you can trade with. So now, those of you that don't have a job, don't know what to do, where to go, we have a lot of businesses that we're doing in Buenaventura, Cali, Colombia. I am saying this because I can no longer depend on a government. So I woke the people up in Buenaventura. I told them, don't let no one control you. You have land, you have projects, you have your children ready to go. Let's go. In the next couple of weeks, you will see me in Cali. You will see me in action. Why? Because I am not going to sit and watch people perish. No, I'm not. People are perished by the lack of knowledge. Well, if that's so, I will give them the knowledge. The knowledge that God gave me. The wisdom and understanding that God gave me. And I'm going to use it in order for people to stop thinking and waiting for government to give you something. That's the problem. You're waiting for the government, even in my country, in Panama. You're sitting there waiting for the government to fix Colon. Well, you're going to have a good awakening because they're not going to do it. And when they do it, it's not going to be for you. So you can riot. You can do all what you want to do. But the agenda is already set. I've seen it 10 years ago. You are satisfied by the government crumbs. When are you going to rise? When are we going to rise? We are sitting back waiting for crumbs. When you have the ability and the power to make the change. Don't make the change by walking down the street. We shall overcome. Well, we've been overcoming for a while, but I haven't seen much of anything. You're still walking in the street. Police is stopping you, shooting you in the back, shooting your children. We shall overcome. We have to make a difference. We have to become economically empowered. Nothing is going to change if you are not economically empowered. You're going to remain a slave. You're going to remain inferior. This is real talk, my people. It's real talk. Stop waiting for somebody to give you something and stop begging. Our nation have to rise. The people have to rise. We beg too much. We are too smart for that. If you can be at a job and work for somebody, you can do it for yourself. You just need to get organized. And you have to be around people that would help you, not people that's going to be criticizing you or becoming jealous of you or telling you all what you cannot do. Get rid of them. It is time to rise. We are become so jealous of each other when somebody is rising. When they're rising, you are supposed to help them rise, not bring them down. That's right. We are supposed to be helping each other. But we don't do that. But because we don't know who we are. We don't know who we are. I'm here to tell you tonight. I'm here to tell you tonight, it's time to rise. I want to share some things with you. And I want you to know from now on, I want you to lift your head up high. And I want you to walk down that street tomorrow. And I want you to look around yourself and ask yourself, do I belong here? Can I do better? Am I living with my mother? Am I living with my father? Am I living with my brother? Because I don't have a job? Am I being lazy? Am I procrastinating? Can I be a better person? Yes, you can. All you got to do is put your mind to it and keep going. You have it in you to do it. Real talk tonight. Yes, real talk tonight. Those of you that's sitting at home watching this now and you're saying, oh my God, I don't know what to do. If you don't know what to do, I have a whole lot to tell you. Let's do business with each other. I discovered Africa never really done business with the Caribbean or Latin America. How is that possible? Let me tell you why. Your colonializers have told you only to do business with them in Europe. They've never told you to do business in Latin America. I'm welcoming you now in Latin America. I'm the Minister of Tourism for the state of the African diaspora. I will teach you. I have a business, Harris Business Enterprise. I do trade mission. Come, and I will show you the businesses around the world. Let's do business. We can no longer depend on government. We can't. So those business people that are watching me now, trust me. When you see me traveling around the world, it's not just about social issues, but it's about commerce. It's about developing new projects. Now we're getting all the projects from Buenaventura. I'm so proud of those people because they decided that they wanted to do something. So my people in Panama, rise up. This is not just about social issues and cultural issues and dancing. No, we have to be empowered economically in order to sit down at a table and negotiate our lives, our children, what school they can go to. They create schools. Imagine, they're still teaching children about the pirates. How can you teach me? How can you teach me about a murderer? Huh? We went to school learning about pirates, learning about criminals, and how the king and the queen, how they came and they took the land, killed the people. I don't want to know about that. I want to know about business. That's what we have to teach our children. Business. They're not teaching our children. If I was to say right now, where's Curacao? Most of us, you don't even know where it's at. The only time we know about a country is when it's in the news. Real talk. Real talk. There's so many educators out there. I need you. I need you to come into this country and teach our children what you know. Who's stopping you? Nobody. If you want to go on missions with me, and you're right, you can. But you're coming to work. It's time for us to mobilize. Let's mobilize in our community. Let's mobilize internationally. Those of you that are retired and you don't have anything to do, let's move. There's so many people in Panama right now in a section that's called Darien. In Darien. Hello, my people in Darien. If you were to go there and look at that hospital, you would just cry. I am still trying to find funding in order to help them to rebuild a new hospital. When you go in there, they're still putting the IVs in these plastic bottles. Come on now. Mold is in the hospital all over. So if you guys out there really want to change the world, change you first. And then knock this door. And let's go out there and make the change. We sit on Facebook looking pretty, doing things. It's time to change the world. We cannot continue to sit back and watch this world, because I'm telling you, they already showed you how they took our children. And I say our children because they are my children as well. From Mexico, we have not heard anything else about that. And guess what? We just sitting back like nothing ever happened. What's going on with us? But it's going to knock your door one day. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? What happened in South Africa, honey? It can happen here. Slavery never left. You are still enslaved. You just don't know it. You just don't know it. You're still thinking that you're free because you get up every morning, you go to work, you go in the same direction, you make some money, but the money that you're making is just money to pay your rent. And as soon you miss one paycheck, you're homeless. We have to change that. We have too much knowledge. There are businesses in the world that we can do. There are land, there are products. How do you think we eat every day? How do you think we're eating every day? There are agriculture in other countries that'll just blow your mind. And I am talking where I'm working right now. We can provide water. We can provide anything you need. But see, you don't know that because they don't want you to know. But I wanted to close tonight. I just wanted to bring this to you because we are living in a time now that if we don't make changes, we're going to be back enslaved again. Stop beating up yourself saying what you don't know. Use what you know. That's the key. Stop beating up yourself from telling yourself, I cannot do. Yes, you can. Stop beating yourself up because of certain little issues here and there, and you're telling yourself, I don't know how. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. It's time to leave the past behind. Stop living in that past and live your life now. It's time to forgive yourself for whatever you are going through. Leave that behind and move on. Those of you that are mad with each other, fix it. It's time to fix things. Let me just say this before I close, and I'm glad that I said that. If we don't fix what's happening today, there will be no tomorrow. If we don't fix what's happening today, there will be no tomorrow. When you have in your conferences, make sure your conference means something. Make sure it's going to change the mindset of people. Don't have conferences anymore just to have conferences. It's time for a change. I have a client just called me today and she says she wants to do a trade mission in Panama. And I said, sure. And she said, well, we have a short budget. I said, I'll work with you. And you know why I said that? It's because we have to make a change. And if I keep giving the price up very high and have no consideration, there will be ever no change. The change starts with you. Churches, I just want to say this today. If you're listening to me, if you're a pastor, whoever you are, listen to me today. All the money that you collect over the 20 years, they're federal workers right now. They need food. They need gas to their cars. They need to get to work. Some are doing part-time jobs because the government is shut down. I need you to do me a big favor. And I am demanding you to do it. Step out of that church. Buy some food, at least for the people in your neighborhood, for the federal workers in your neighborhood. Do it. God is going to bless you. Don't hoard the money. The money don't belong to you. It belongs to the people. Thank you. I love you. I know that some of you are probably saying she's too tough. But let me tell you something. So was Jesus. I love you. And may God continue to bless you. I need you to rise. The time is now to rise. Be good. Be good. I love you. And those of you out there that have something in you, step out. Step out. You have a purpose and you have a talent. I love you all and good night.